Today I want to talk about the Furis Incarnon here. It's sick, it's awesome. I think it's definitely worth getting this week. I think both the primaries are good. Pick a primary and get the Furis. Definitely don't get two primaries though. Diversify your loadout a little bit. But Furis Incarnon, very good. I love it. It turns into a giant, big, like jet beam. Looks like an afterburner out of a rocket. It's sick. It applies tons of heat damage. It'll burn through anything. I love it for taking down like tanky, attenuated bosses. Example being like the Fragmented Tide on Deimos. I also love it against Demolist and those tanky targets. It'll melt through Demolist, so it's just a very good Incarnate weapon. Um, some weapons excel in their normal mode and their Incarnate mode. This is definitely a gun where I think you should be using it in Incarnate mode 24/7. So we'll switch it here. And yeah, I just have this thing built for raw heat and crit, and it'll stack status so fast, and you will burn through everything. Obviously, we're running Cascadia Flare, and we have tons of ammo to spare after melting through all of those guys. This thing is a heat monster, and I love it. I also love like the Angstrom Incarnon because of that. It shoots the fireballs. I really like that one as well. Just an overall good weapon. It really just excels anywhere. Obviously, unless something's like immune to heat procs, I guess. I don't even know if there's anything like that off the top of my head, but no, this thing's sick. I love it. So we'll dive right into the perks here. Obviously, the first one is nothing. It's the mode that switches it over. We'll hop over into the second one here. This just increases your base damage. With your overshields active, it's not like anything crazy. You're not going to be having this active 24/7, but we're picking this one just because it's better than the other one. On electricity, increase multi-shot. Now, I was thinking about it. You probably could do some interesting builds with like a shock trooper build. If you get shock trooper from Volt or subsume his shock onto someone and use shock trooper, because his weapon has a lot of innate heat, and if you build electricity onto it, it'll just combine for what's heat electric. I don't know off the top of my head, but you'll just have whatever heat electric is, and then you'll have to build for like viral electric if you actually want to use like it's really weird. So I wouldn't recommend using this one. It's probably a lot to build around. It's probably good if you build around it. If you do some sort of wacky shock trooper heat electric build, I definitely could see that happening. But I'm just here to show you the gun by itself on its own, just the Furis Incarnon, and nothing else really added on to it. So this probably cool to build around. There's probably something interesting. If you dig through the cardboard box a little bit, you could find something. But we're just here for the extra base damage. On to the next one. I don't think this one matters at all. Pick whatever you want. You could blind throw a dart at your screen and pick one. Increased accuracy, that's cool. It's the Furious. It's not exactly a lot of recoil. It's not exactly a big spread. You're not shooting a bloom at the enemies. So doesn't really do anything. And once again, magazine capacity does not affect Incarnons. So there's literally no purpose to this one. And then I just, once again, blind throw a dart at the board. I'm not using the instant reload headshots on this ever. Um, it really doesn't matter. I'll just switch to this one now because that's the only one that would really kind of infect the Incarnate Beam mode. It's whatever. And then over here, we have the status chance. We want status, 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 because we want to stack these heat procs and reapply them as much as possible and stack as many as possible. If a guy's tanky, I want 900 heat procs. If he's that tanky, I want 1800 heat procs. I want tons and tons of heat procs stacking on people. That's why we have this base status chance increase on this like already status weapon with like no good crit stats. Shots fired with a critical chance lower than 40% increase the base crit multiplier. It's cool if you want to do some like weird low crit hybrid thing going on. I definitely see the like use of this if you wanted to do a crit build. Do I think it's probably worth building into? No, probably not. Um, as for this on headshot increased fire rate, now this one isn't bad. It is probably like similar DPS to like the increased amount of heat procs you're applying. So I could see either or. If you want the better fire rate, go for the better fire rate. I like the higher status chance for more heat procs. Um, I don't really think anything here is a must-use besides this one, because we're a heat build, we're not building any electric. Everything else, you could go between 1 and 3 here. Put eeny, meeny, miny, mo. This one literally doesn't matter. Once again, close your eyes, throw a dart at your screen, and pick whatever works. And then once again, there's probably some cool niche build here with Stormburst. Um, Not what I'm here for. Now, straight into my build, my go-to here, and we have like one flex slot. So I got 4 Forma on this bad boy. It is maxed out of its gills. I just like the raw crit, multi-shot, fire rate, and tons of heat damage. So that's what we got going on here. Beam weapons, love multi-shot. So we have galvanized fusion here. Galvanized shot for more status chance. I'm not sure if this even works on the beam mode because it's like an AoE beam instead of like a sticky one target beam. I know on one target beams, the direct damage bonus works for things like the Torrid and like the Glaxion, things of that nature. I have no clue if it works on this weird like thick AoE beam because the laser beam's pretty thick. I got no idea, but the status chance is worth it. Stacking status chance is worth it anyways. I love it. I'm using here. Scorch, more stacking status chance and heat damage. Primed heated charge, more heat damage. Fire rate and multi-shot, love it. And then creeping bullseye for our crit chance. Prime target cracker for our crit damage. And pistol elementalist, this is our flex slot. If you wanted to add more Forma and be a Giga Sweat, you could swap out the expel mods here, primed mods, smite mods, whatever you want to call them. Put the primed ones in there with some more Forma on this build so you can fit them in to begin with. I like Elementalist. We have tons of heat procs. The heat procs are doing more damage, and I don't have to put 5-6 Forma into this thing. So, I don't know. I've never hit a wall with this gun anywhere. I've never been like, man, I really need to put 2 more Forma in my Furis for it to be good. No, I've never experienced anything like that, so that's what I like to use. Also, there's an augment mod for this thing that comes from New Loka that gives it lifesteal, and you could put that here. If you have no way to heal in your build or you need extra healing somewhere, somehow, some way, it is very good. It'll keep you alive basically indefinitely in Incarnon mode, 100%, just spraying down the beam of fire and keeping yourself alive. And last but not least, we're on Cascadia Flare because of all our heat damage. And that's the build. We have a flex slot here. You could run whatever tickles your fancy in that slot and be a happy little boy, happy little girl, happy little they, them, whatever, and have a good time. So that's my go-to build. Tons of status, tons of heat. It feels good. It feels great. Have a ball of time. I'm going to go hop into, let's see, I've been to Lua Survival recently. We'll go hop into the Void. I'll do a little Void Survival and spray this down. Maybe we'll get a Captain Vor spawn. We'll definitely melt an Acolyte with this thing and have a good time. See you there. Yo! We're here on the Void Survival. Let me find some heads here and stack up this thing. Honestly, the baby mode is not that bad. But what is up, gamers and freaks and freaky gamers? We're here on some Void Survival. Probably just going to be chilling here, to be honest. I don't imagine they'll put up much of a fight. On Baruch, just to be tanky, not going to be going in the melee mode at all. And we should be just fine with this thing. Honestly, yeah, baby mode, it's not terrible, I will say, once you have everything stacked. But we're here for the giant laser beam. And honestly, you can't even see it. I also have black energy color on, so I don't blind myself or like teammates. But yeah, this thing, we should just be chilling. It is an insane flamethrower. And it does, if you've ever played with someone else using this thing, it's like a giant jet afterburner. It actually looks really sick if you use a semi-bright energy color. Try to be kind and don't run bright yellow or something. But yeah, it's sick. Having a good time. Hyped up today. We got some news for the Isleweaver update. June 25th, we got news for... I've been playing a lot of GTA with my friends. There's a GTA update next week on the 17th, so I'll be able to play that. And then play the Warframe update, so pretty sick. I am getting Argon drops out the booty right now. What? But they revealed the Spider Frames kit. She's got a lot of toxin damage in her kit, so if you know, you know. We're probably chucking on Archon Continuity. 2 green shards, maybe. All that toxin damage. That'll be fire. Her passive is built around finisher. She gets a lot of stacking HP on finisher kills. So I was thinking of building her like a health tank, but then her third ability, when she latches onto a wall, she goes stealth. So like, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Got to get the hands on the frame first, and then figure it out from there. All right, come here, you freaks. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I mean, I must have a double booster. Holy smokes, man. What is going on? We'll check, dude, what is going on? I must have both. I must have 2 times and drop chance and a resource booster on right now. What the heck? It is raining cell Orgone crystals for me. I don't even have anything to build. I wish they had something besides bile in the helmet that I could burn all of my Argon crystals in, because there are those days where you're grinding some relics or something and you're in the void a lot and you just have a mountain of Argon crystals and nowhere to put them. Well, it's nice they're adding the gambling thing to Barrow. You can gamble 50,000 credits once a visit for open a loot box, and he's gonna have a Signa you can get from it, so that's gonna be cool when that comes out. Yeah, the heat procs on this thing are insane. Especially if like you outsource your viral, slap like Nourish with this thing. Roar and heat procs is actually always a better time, to be honest. Boom. No, but good gun. Oh, holy smokes, I almost died there. Forgot to reapply my damage reduction on Baruch here. His Prime Access is back. I have a video. I think my mic was still... My mic volume used to be really low on a lot of my videos until I figured out my perfect settings. And now it's fixed. I've fixed it. I've solved the crime. But I don't know if I should like re-record all that stuff or what. But I do have a Baruch video after all the what are they called? Exalted changes from the 1 update. And I mean, Baruch, his fists have always been really good, but now they're even better. So that's always fun. But I'm just here for the damage reduction. Where are we at? Really not even 400? I've kind of been jumping around like a frog and not really focusing on killing guys. We got like a good room where they'd funnel in from like 2 doors. Would have been nice, but here... Oh, Berserker drop. Wow. I remember I got Valkyr Prime Access when I was a wee lad. And then I bought a bunch of gold mods I didn't have from the shop. And then I remember grinding Void keys with my friends. Or did we have relics by the time Valkyr came out? I don't remember. But I was grinding something in the void with my friends, and we got the Berserker mod to drop. And I was like, what the heck, man? I got the drop after I buy it. You gotta be kidding me. But I mean, yeah, this guy should just chip down. It's sad that the Acolyte is status capped, but I mean, this weapon does good crit damage, so... And I killed myself with my heat procs. Well, you can't win them all. He would have been chipped down. It is what it is. I think I'm out of here either way. It's good. It's an awesome weapon. It's the Furis Incarnon. Basically, all the Incarnons are pretty good. I'll put up numbers. If I was gaming this week and I needed to pick 2 Steel Pass Circuit weapons, I'm definitely getting this thing. And I'm definitely getting the... Oh, what's the other one that came out? The Electron Incarnon. So, get those 2. I'm going to talk about the 3rd one tomorrow. But yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.